It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Just a Bit Outside radio show, live on the air, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. As always, share the link, share the love, and as always, you got Mark, you got Keisha. Keisha, how is it going?
Hey, what's going on, Mark? What's up, outsiders? We are so happy that y'all tuned in tonight. Don't forget that, we are on Facebook. We are also on YouTube, jamming the night. So like Mark said, don't forget, share that link, share that love. And Mark, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's been a week, man. It's been like 3 weeks in a week.
I can dig it. We coming off the heels of All-Star Weekend. The Orioles were fully representing out there in Texas, and we talked about Gunnar Henderson being part of the home run derby. Things didn't work out for us the way that we wanted to.
Man.
But, yeah.
Could we been more
I'm
wrong?
I'm kind of speechless because we talked extensively about the home run derby, and we gave our quote-unquote expert analysis, and it was not only was the home run derby exciting, but the results, it's shocking.
Yeah, and that kid from Philly, no one could have seen that in the first round.
Yeah, you know what I was about to say, man. I dogged him, and now I have to stand corrected. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stand on business. I'm gonna keep it 100 with my outsiders, and I gotta apologize to Alec Baum, man, because I remember saying going into the home run derby, he had what was it, like 11 home runs?
11, yep.
Or something like that, and they were like, man, this dude ain't gonna do nothing in the home run. This is like a little, he must have, was owed a favor or something like that. There's no way he's coming out the first round. And I got to be honest, man, when I think I texted you, we were offline chatting about it, and after that first round, I was legit like, holy hell, what is happening here? He did fantastic. And my picks, what was it? I had like Ozuna.
Yeah.
What was my dude from the Mets that won it twice?
Alonso? No,
Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete Alonso. Yeah, Pete Alonso. He didn't do anything, and Alex Baum stepped up to the plate and showed out, and ultimately, Teoscar Hernandez from the Dodgers won it, and pretty much shocked everybody. I know I was shocked. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a crazy all-star or home run derby. Like you said, unpredictable. We didn't see it coming, but it definitely had that excitement.
Yeah, and then it carried on to the All-Star game. I mean, the All-Star game was full of offense, lots of bombs. Shohei Ohtani did the damn thing. The Orioles represented, and it really was a good look all the way around. But like we said, we're gonna continue this baseball conversation this week, and Mark and I are very excited because tonight, y'all know we love having guests, and tonight we're going fully 410 again this evening, and we have a guest, and very good friend of mine. I'm going to go ahead and say it. He's family. We got Michael Kauser on the line. Mike, my man, you there?
I'm here. How you doing?
All right, we doing good. First and foremost, we got to thank you for coming through tonight and calling in, because you've got one hell of a story, and I'd like to say, man, you're a baseball aficionado, all the way.
I'm a baseball guy to the end. I promise you that. And
yes.
I just want to thank you and Mark for having me on this evening. I really appreciate it.
Oh, hell yeah, you're most welcome, man. And when he's saying, all the way to the end, we talking start to finish from when this guy was a kid, you guys. He has been fantastic in baseball, and he's very knowledgeable. And let's get this interview started. First, Mike, why don't you let our outsiders know a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing lately?
Well, I'm born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yep.
In Pikesville / Canfield to the end area. And, I'm went to Mount St. Joe for high school, and I'm going to college in North Carolina. Of course, I played baseball in high school and in college. And graduated. I became a teacher, and I coached high school baseball for 5 years at Pikesville High School. And after that, I ended up getting a job at a beer distribution company, so I didn't have the time to coach anymore. And I've been at my company now about 19 years. So I've been out of the high school coaching game for about 19 years, but which brings me to what we're doing right now. About 4 years ago, I started coaching with Vision Select Baseball, which is a baseball team based out of Baltimore City.
Yes. Yes, and this baseball team has been doing great things, man. And, one of the things about Baltimore, we're a baseball town, right? There's a lot of history here with the Orioles. And I got to be honest with you, Mike, it really warmed my heart to see, your team, which, has a lot of African-American players represented here in the 410. And it is special to me because I feel like in Baltimore, when it comes to the youth and also in the city, baseball has kind of gone to the wayside, for real.
I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, I'm about to say we about to keep it. This is our show, so we get to keep it 100 all the time. And to be honest, it just seems like, as time has gone on, when we were kids, Mike, we all played baseball, softball, our parents had us on that diamond, and I feel like as time has gone by, less attention has been paid to the people in our community, which, kind of makes me sad. You know what I mean? There's not as many baseball diamonds out there as there used to be. The activity's just kind of gone down, and it's been more so about football and basketball, and like I said, it's a little bit sad to me because, we've had a lot of excellent black players come through, not only just for the Orioles, but, at all levels. And, I would love to see that activity to get up again, like it was back in the day, honestly.
Right.
So, go ahead.
I was going to say I couldn't agree with you more. And even me growing up, I was always maybe one or two of black guys on a baseball team a lot of times growing up.
That's right.
So, unless, a lot of times whenever we just played maybe Woodlawn, that was usually, or Northwest, that was usually the only teams that I ever played. I never saw, mostly black kids on the team. So other than that, like I said, it was usually one or two of us. So being with this organization, guy who's actually the president of our organization, his name is Raul Edwards, another Baltimore City product. He went to Coppin State, went to City College, went to Coppin State University, played baseball. I actually met him I came home one summer, and Kyle Skinner, you know him very well. Another Mount St. Joe product. He was going to Coppin. He said, "Hey man, I'm playing baseball with these guys from Coppin. You should come play with us." And I actually didn't have a team to play for that summer. I came home. I'm like, "Guys from Coppin?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Wow, I never played with all black guys before." It was just different. So, but it was just a different vibe, and I loved it. But it wasn't just playing with black guys. It was the fact that these guys knew how to play baseball. These guys knew how to play. They've been playing baseball and playing baseball the right way. So thanks to him, he's actually the one who called me 4 years ago and said, "Hey, I'm putting this baseball team together. You should think about coming out, helping out." And like I said, it was 8 kids. He started with 8 kids, and now we have over 75 kids in our organization now, and in Bahamas playing baseball. which I'm sure we get into a little bit later.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But first things first, we're going to take it back to the beginning. So I got to ask you, like, Mike, when did you fall in love with baseball?
I was just always a sports guy. And, I was in the backyard, hitting stones, and we had a walnut tree in our backyard, hitting walnuts with my wiffle ball bat. And so my dad actually got me into baseball early, probably not too long, a little bit right before you and your brother got into it. You guys were right behind me. So, I started baseball off kindergarten, first grade, and, T-ball, and it just never stopped. I just fell in love with the game. I used to watch it all the time. We didn't have cable as kids, so the Orioles would come on. A few times the Orioles would come on like Channel 2. I was just always glued to it, and then we ended up getting cable, and I just couldn't get enough of baseball tonight. I was looking at baseball all day long. I'm just, like I said, I'm a baseball guy to the end. Just couldn't get enough of it. Still can't get enough of it.
Dig it. Now, you mentioned to the fans earlier that you played in high school and in college, and if you're from the 410, Mount St. Joe, they are known for their athletics. Okay, they're known for their athletes. They've got a wonderful recruitment program, and they stay relevant. I'll just say that they stay relevant. So, can we talk a little bit about your experience playing at Mount St. Joe?
Sure. I came in as a freshman. I was actually fresh off of. I played with a travel league team, or more like they was called the Metro League at that time. It was Putty Hill. Putty Hill actually still has a team around, and we actually won the national championship that year. So some of the kids they heard about it, so it was a little chatter about me, when I came to school because I was on that team. So I played. The coach, actually the principal, actually came to me. He was the baseball coach and said, "Well, you're going to be on JV. You're going to be the JV catcher. I heard a lot about you." So okay, so went out and I'm practicing with the JV team, and when the cut list came up, my name was actually on the cut list. I actually couldn't believe it. But
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I wasn't upset because I was going to be playing with all the guys on the freshman team. At Mount St. Joe, we actually have a freshman team. There's a freshman team, JV, and a varsity. So I ended up playing freshman baseball, and I played for 10 games. And I was knocking the ball all over the park, and next thing I know, I'm getting pulled up to varsity. So it was actually a kick below the waist to the JV coach for cutting me because he had no business cutting me. I was clearly better than most of the other kids on the team. Right. So I skipped JV and ended up playing varsity. So I played varsity as a freshman at St. Joe, and I played all 4 years.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't catch it when he first said it, Mike was a catcher. Mike he's got the physical stature of a catcher, and Mark, let me tell you, man, when he said he used to knock this ball out the park, man, I can remember even, as a little girl, hearing about Mike and watching Mike, and it really was, it was a thing of beauty, man. This guy could knock a ball, how they say it, man, a country mile for real. And, when he talks about, coming into St. Joe on the freshman team, it really was. It was a shock to everybody because everybody knew Mike's talent, and all he needed was that opportunity to get out there and show his stuff. And it took, like you said, it took no time for them to recognize, hey, we have a gem here. And, to see him move up through the rankings so quickly was really awesome. Not only, for his family, but, my family as well. I can remember, when I played in softball in high school and hearing about Mike and, just me wanting to be just as good as him or, just getting even a little piece of the notoriety that Mike used to get because he was just so great, man. And it really was. It really was an amazing thing. Now, while you played at Mount St. Joe, were there any highlights that you would like to talk about, or anything that you would like to reminisce about? The squad that you had, and the success of the team of Mount St. Joe's ball club.
Wow, I could tell 1,000 stories about those guys.
Yes, sir.
It's funny. You grow up playing. You played sports. I'm sure you can attest to this. You're just around. These group of men and in your case women. It's time, and like I said, I have 1,000 stories to tell, but I'll tell you one in particular. We played this team from Pennsylvania, and they had a pitcher. His name was Matt White. He ended up being maybe like number 6 or 7 draft pick in the '96 draft that year. And man, I tell you, he was good. And they came down. This was actually his sophomore year, I would say. His brother was supposed to be all that, and we ended up beating his brother. And then he ended up pitching against us. And man, when I tell you, we tore him apart. I mean, he's pumping it. When I tell you, it's probably it had to be about 100 scouts out there. They were all there to see him. But Mount St. Joe showed out that day. And that was definitely one of the highlights, just the fact that all these scouts were there, and at the time, really, they weren't, like I said, they weren't coming to see us. We knew they were coming to see him, and we just wanted to show up. And we showed out. We sent them scouts on something to think about, and they wasn't thinking about him when they left there. I'll tell you that.
Hey, I can dig it. Now, listen, outsiders, Mike is being modest right now, okay? And when I tell you guys, he has played, and this is also a testament to his skill level. He has played with some heavy hitters. Now, he just made mention of White, who was drafted in the major leagues, and he also played with a major leaguer that played for the Yankees. You guys played together for Mount St. Joe, and I'm talking about Mark Teixeira. I mean, if you follow baseball, if you're at least a little bit a fan of baseball, you have heard that name, especially here in the 410, at least once. Mike, why don't you tell the outsiders a little bit of what it was like to play with Mark?
Well, he was always good. He was always a good kid. He was always smart. We actually played soccer together first. So before I played baseball with him, we were on a soccer team together. So and then he ended up, coming to the baseball team. And when they actually thought he was going to play, he was a shortstop. But Kyle Skipper was actually our shortstop. So Teixeira actually ended up playing first base for us that year. But early on, we knew he was good, but we didn't know he was going to be as good as he was. I mean, and when I tell you, he was batting fifth in our lineup. He hit some bombs. He hit the ball a long way. But again, he was only a sophomore my senior year. So he was still growing. He still had a lot of growing to do, but he was good. He was a very good baseball player. I'm definitely not surprised at where he ended up.
Oh yeah! You guys had some big guys on that team. Mark Teixeira was in Jimmy's class. Okay. And I followed the baseball team and everything, and I heard, and there were a lot of whispers about how great not just how Mark Teixeira was playing, but the whole entire team. And I remember when Jimmy graduated from Mount St. Joe, and I'm at the graduation ceremony, and when this guy stood up at the graduation, it was like, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, he looked like a major leaguer already, man. So, I mean, he was the biggest guy in the class. Like, I mean, I just can't even put into words, like, I mean, he just had that aura already. So, man, I know that was a special treat for you, and bragging rights for you too, man, because, you can definitely walk around and be like, hey, man, I was out there doing the damn thing with Mark Teixeira, and I know you feel good about that.
Absolutely. I had to go and dig in the archives the other day, and had my mom send me a couple of newspaper articles because, these guys on my team, these guys I coach, they don't believe me half the time. They go, oh, coach, you're not fast, you're not slow. So I had to dig some things up, some newspaper articles, so I could show these boys that Coach played a little baseball in his day too.
I know that's right. And let's talk about how you got into playing baseball down there in North Carolina. Let everybody know, what college you played for and how that came about.
Well, it's funny. He was actually at my school to see someone else, and I was actually going to West Virginia University, and he sees me walking up the hill, and he introduced himself to me. His name was Coach Gary Swanson, and told me what school he was from. And I said, oh, well, I'm actually going to West Virginia. And she's like, oh, okay. He gave me his information. If you're interested, come on down. And so I kind of just left it at that. And so I ended up going to West Virginia, went down for orientation. And my dad, he was the one kind of in my ear, well, let's go just check it out. Let's go check the school out. So we went down, ended up going down August of that year. And lo and behold, I went down, I fell in love with the campus. Campus is gorgeous in the southeastern part of North Carolina, Laurinburg, North Carolina. And I just fell in love with the place. And he said, well, you want to play baseball in North Carolina or West Virginia? I said, I think North Carolina sounds a lot better than West Virginia.
Hey, I can dig that. I dig that the most.
That's really how it went. And I said, you know what? I said, I think I'm gonna go down here, and that's how I ended up in North Carolina.
Okay, at this point, you had been playing, baseball all your life. You played with all, sorts of different type of leagues, different type of players and whatnot. What was the transition like for you going from high school to college? Just to give everybody kind of an idea of what it's like, going through the rankings and having a baseball career.
Well, it's a big difference because, you get to high school and, you usually, if you're the man, there might be somebody else that's pretty good too. But, when you get to college, you have a whole lot of guys that are just as good as you. And that was something that kind of woke me up really quick because he said, oh, you come down here, you're going to start. Well, I got down there and I had 5 seniors and 4 juniors in front of me. I'm like, how in the world am I going to beat these guys out? So, definitely a big difference. The first day of practice, we didn't pick up a baseball. I couldn't believe how much we ran. And I had never done anything like that before. Like, what is this? This is not baseball.
Right.
And I remember calling my dad, telling him after the first day of practice, like, Dad, all we did was run. Like, that's not baseball. I don't know what this guy is doing. My father said, well, you're down there now, so you're going to stick it out. You're not coming home. And, but I tell you what, that guy, he's probably one of the toughest coaches I ever had. And, as much trash as we talked about him, he's probably one of the best things that ever happened for me. He made me grow up really fast. He made me grow up really fast down there.
Word. And shout out to my Uncle Leon, man. He's a funny guy. And tell me something, man. What was your favorite thing about playing at the college level?
Just being able to compete with other guys, being out of state. I'm in North Carolina, so, we're going down to Florida playing guys. We're in Georgia playing, South Carolina. I'm all over the southeastern part of the United States. Hell, even one time we jumped on the plane. Our coach was from Iowa. We went up to Iowa and played. I've never been to Iowa.
Wow. So, yeah.
So, yeah, baseball's taken me so many places. I get to just color my map and, yep, I've been there. 90% of it's because of baseball.
Okay. And as you stated earlier, you have never, ever been too far away from the game your whole life. Now, let's talk about this team that you have now of young guys. So, you said Coach reached out to you, asked you to come and come coach. And let me ask you, first and foremost, was that a hard decision for you to make?
It was. Well, I'll tell you what, he sold me on, hey, we just need some guys to come out and help. Because I don't even know if he knew exactly what it was. We just thought we were going to get some young black boys to come out, get them off the street, and try to help them teach them the game of baseball, try to develop their baseball skills. So I said, I remember in the first Zoom meeting, he says, yeah, well, how many days can you commit to? Oh, I can commit to maybe 2 days a week, and I was like, okay, great. So that was my commitment. Well, next thing I know, I'm out there, 4 or 5 days a week. I'm out there 4 days a week for coaching. The next thing I know, we're going on the road to tournaments. And I kind of just fell into it. And it's like, I can't leave these kids. I need to be here. This is exactly where I want to be. So it was just an outlet for me because I have time. I've been working my job for a while. I just had a little extra time on my hands, and I don't have any children. Besides, my niece and nephews. Shout out to all of them. But I just had a little time on my hands, and it was, I really wanted to help these young black boys develop their skills on the baseball field. So it was a perfect opportunity for me.
Okay. And this is a 16U team, correct?
I actually coach. I'm the assistant coach on the 16U team. The head coach's name is Richard Rex. He also an assistant coach over at Randallstown High School. But we actually have our organization. We have 13U to 18U.
Okay. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, that's a nice age range.
Yes.
Nice age range. And what's it like? Teaching the young guys and bestowing your knowledge and skill set, sharing that with the youth.
Yeah, it's been great. Of course, we have our growing pains. Some of these kids haven't been coached before. Some of them haven't been coached before. Some of them haven't been told no. Some of them have been told, you aren't good at that position. You need to play this position. So there's been some growing pains, but there's been a lot more positives than the negatives. I'll tell you that. I mean, it's been, we're sending kids to college. They did a big write-up in the paper on 4 guys we sending out to Tuskegee Institute down in Alabama right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's been the best thing for me, seeing some of these kids getting to move on and play baseball. I have a kid on my team. He went to Archbishop Curley his first 2 years, and he was cut from the baseball team. And he's a pretty good baseball player. And he was cut. So he left. He went to Poly. He made the team. And he's going to St. Mary's on a full scholarship next year.
Wow.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Yes. So that there.
That is really awesome.
That's why I do this. That's why I do this, to see kids like that get a better opportunity. Once again, shout out to, our president, Raul Edwards, and Coach Corey Goodwin. He's the head coach over at Poly High School. Those guys, have been in charge of getting this whole thing together. So, like I said, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be out here. So I just really appreciate them bringing me on board and letting me be able to get out here and help out as much as I can.
Yeah, and you guys have had some serious success recently. I mean, even taking the team and playing overseas and everything. So let's talk a little bit about that. You recently went to play in the Bahamas, in Nassau, right?
Yes.
And it was the Babe Ruth Caribbean Championships. Got that right?
Yes, it was. So they actually took a couple players from our team 2 years ago down to the tournament. So it was kind of, this team from USA they kind of put a super team together and took a team down there to play. And our coach got the opportunity, got the phone call and got the opportunity to bring our entire team down. So it's not like we put a team together, because we've been practicing all year. We practiced from the beginning of January all the way through November. And then we start right back up again in January. So it's not like we just put this team together. We've been working at this. So yeah, we got the opportunity. We got that phone call, and our coach jumped on it. Thank goodness, and I was able to be a part of it.
So let's talk a little bit about the tournament for those who aren't familiar. So can you tell us exactly what the tournament was? We know that it was at the Bahamas, but what were the details of that tournament?
So it was in the Bahamas, and it were 8 teams. It was teams it was actually 3 USA teams. It was a USA South team. That was a lot of kids from Florida. It was like a team from up north, and then they had us. So it was the 3 USA teams. It was a team from Belize, Cayman Islands, Bahamas, Venezuela, Puerto Rico. So a lot of teams from down that way, and anybody knows anything about baseball, baseball is pretty serious in Bahamas and all these places.
Yes. Yeah, Puerto Rico as well.
Yeah, so going down, I really didn't know what to expect. I knew we were going to get a good baseball tournament. I knew that for sure. I also knew our kids were ready to go down there to play them. They were so excited. They were so amped up. Cause it's just a different experience for a lot of these kids. We go out of town a lot to play, but we've never traveled. We've never gotten on planes like this to travel.
That was going to be my next question. I know there probably were a few players on your squad that had never been overseas, and it probably was very exciting for them.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because our older guys, like I said, we're 16U, so a lot of our older guys have gone to showcase tournaments where it's, college recruiters, major league scouts. So they've done things like that. Like I said, these guys, it was our 16U team. So this is the first time a lot of these guys being in front of, a crowd, being in front of scouts, being in front of college recruiters. So again, like I said, I thought it was a great experience for them. Something they had never experienced. The stands was packed. The teams, everybody had their flags waving. The people from the town are out. They're banging their spikes on the stands. So it was rocking. It was rocking. I just can't put in the words the experience.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of success in this tournament. Went all the way to the championships, right?
We did. We were 4-0 going into the championship, and we ended up losing to Venezuela in the championship. And we actually had the lead going into the top of the seventh inning, and a couple of mistakes that we made, but that happens. It's baseball, and we came up short. But I tell you what, my guys, a lot of my guys on paper, we weren't supposed to be there. We weren't supposed to be there. We weren't supposed to be there. So it would have been a beautiful thing to bring that championship back home to Baltimore. But second place isn't too bad for those teams we had to go up against. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now let me ask you this. I mean, you watch the game, you follow the game, you know what it takes to be great. Was there a point in the tournament where you were like, oh my God, we might actually, take this thing all the way?
Actually, after the second game, because we played Team Bahamas, who I actually thought, from the old eye test, was the best team in the tournament. They actually had a kid. Their shortstop actually got signed by the Texas Rangers out of that tournament while we were down there.
Wow.
Yeah, he was that good. And but the way that team, I mean, when I tell you they were hitting rockets all over the place, but they were hitting them right at our guy. Nothing would get through. My guys were making plays. I had my third baseman. He made 2 diving plays at third base, that game-saving plays. It was Andy Sosa Molina. He's a product of Mount Carmel High School. He made 2 great plays at third base, and I mean, my guys were just balling. And after that game, I said, we came to play. And, like I said, we rode that all the way out to the championship. Like I said, unfortunately, we came up short, but I can't say enough about how my guys played that, man. I really can't.
Hey, man, I'm going to say this, another notch on the belt of a great baseball career that you have had, man. I mean, that is quite the accomplishment, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a place I never thought I'd be. I never thought I'd be in the Bahamas coaching baseball, but this has been, it's kind of like I'm getting a second wind in life right now out here with these kids coaching again. It's just, I love being on the baseball field. It's just a beautiful thing. I love being out there. It's my outlet.
Dig it. So, what did you like about the Bahamas for folks who have never been?
The food was actually excellent.
Yeah.
I couldn't say enough about the food. The resort we stayed at, I don't know who was back there cooking. Somebody's grandmother was back there cooking, I'll tell you. I'm telling you, because that food, the food was excellent. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Excellent. And, of course, the water. Anytime I see blue water and white sand, that's the place I want to be.
Yeah, and you guys had a chance to see the country, and you guys had a lot of recreational time to see some sights and whatnot.
We really didn't, because we got there Sunday. So Sunday was a kind of free day. We let the kids go to the beach, swim, and do all that good stuff. And right into the games on Monday. So Monday we played at 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. So of course we told the kids, no pool, you can't, no swimming, no swimming. And we got back after the game. Some of the kids jumped in the pool, which is fine. But we didn't want them out in the sun baking all day and using up all their energy out there on jet skis and all that good stuff. So so that was really the only day we really had out there. That Sunday, like I said, Monday, that evening they got in the pool. Tuesday they got in the pool. And Wednesday, because the game ended up getting pushed back because of the rain, we didn't end up getting back to the hotel till about 1:30 in the morning. So Of course, the beach was definitely out at that time. But overall, they all still had a good time. They all ate good. I just think it was good camaraderie for all of them. Being in the rooms with each other, again, out the country, something a lot of them had never done before.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a good experience for them.
That's what's up. Now let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the majors. Like I said, we fully 410 on this show, and we have talked. Some people might think ad nauseum about our beloved Orioles, but I'd like to get your opinion on your expectations for the Orioles in the second half of the season. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Mark and I were talking about how, to be honest, we kind of limped into that last portion of the first half of the season. I mean, we took quite a few L's right before that All-Star break, and they opened up the second half of the season against the Texas Rangers, and what are your expectations for the Orioles for this second half?
I'm expecting us to have a strong finish. The way we played last year, I thought it was a lot of the guys' first time getting a little taste of the playoffs. It didn't, of course, it didn't end the way we wanted it to. So we got to be ready to roll this year. I'm expecting us to go all the way. To tell you the truth.
Nice.
Nothing less. I want the World Series. I want the World Series.
Don't we all?
Baltimore, we're starving for a chip right now, and I think it's another year. Our pitchers are another, little older, a little wiser. Same with our hitters. I think we can take it. We just need to keep playing good baseball.
Do you have any favorite players or any players that you find yourself following throughout the season?
I'm a big Gunnar fan. I really am. That boy's a baller. That boy's a baller. And I just love the way he plays. He's what I like to call a gamer. He is always ready. And I love that swing. So, he's my favorite player on the Orioles.
Word. Now, we talk a lot about our division, the AL East, but I would like to ask you, who do you think is the biggest threat to the Orioles right now? Like I said, this is the beginning of the second half of the season. There's a whole lot of baseball to be played, and we know that our division is tough. But who do you think would be the biggest threat to the Orioles getting that chip this season?
Listen, I think every year the Yankees are a threat, whether they're in first place or last place. There's just a team you can never count out. So, they're playing good baseball. The Indians are playing good baseball right now. And, and once again, you can never sleep on those damn Astros. Yeah. They always find themselves in the mix for some reason.
And that's the team that we love to hate here just a bit outside.
And it's like, I'm a big Dusty fan, so I was pulling for the Astros the last couple of years.
And that's
I know he's not there now.
Yeah, I would say that used to be a big thing that I struggled with. Even when they were in the World Series, of course, we love to support the black managers because there really aren't a whole lot in the major leagues right now. But that was something that I definitely did struggle with when he was with the Astros.
Yeah, I've been a big Dusty. I was a Barry Bonds fan, so Dusty, he's right there. He's always been a great baseball mind. I've always respected him.
And then you mentioned Barry Bonds. He was a big name for us when we were growing up. Do you have any other favorites or all-time favorites on your list for baseball?
Yeah, of course, Barry Bonds. Like I said, he's definitely one of my favorite players. I was a big Will Clark fan. Roberto Alomar, always a favorite player of mine. And of course, Cal Ripken and Eddie Murray. Who can forget those two? Come on.
Yeah.
We grew up with them. Just the chants of Eddie. That'll never get out of my head. Going to the stadium here and everybody cheering for Eddie.
Yeah. Oh my God. How much did you love Memorial Stadium? I mean, we used to go to the games there.
The good they call those the good old days, right? The good old days. Even though I love our stadium. I mean, I still think, Camden Yards is it's almost is it 30 years old? I believe.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. What was it? 9. What was it? 96?
91 or 92?
91. 91. Okay.
I'll tell you that it's still one of the best stadiums in baseball. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. It's still one of the best places to view a baseball game.
And I agree with you on that one. I definitely agree with you on that one.
And I've been to a lot of ballparks.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, hold on. Let's talk a little bit about that because I've recently, within the past couple of years, have tried to go on the road and experience some of the other stadiums. Because, like you said, I mean, we still go strong to this day as having one of the best ballparks in the major leagues. Last year, we had the best concession stands out of everybody, the best food and everything. So, Camden Yards is always relevant. We often talk about how other clubs have modeled their baseball stadiums after Camden Yards. Are there any stadiums that really stuck out to you, or that you really had a great time with and blown away, by the venue and just by the whole excitement of it all?
I tell you what, is it called Global Life where the Rangers play?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to say it's called Global Life. That was a nice ballpark. That was actually my first indoor ballpark experience.
Okay.
And that was really nice. It was gorgeous down there. I was actually down there when Aaron Judge went deep hit the home run for the record.
Nice.
Oh.
That was last year, year before last. Was it last year?
I think it was last year, right, Mark?
Huh?
Last year.
I think
Judge
so.
broke that record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was last
Dig
year.
it.
Yeah.
Dig it.
So
Dig it.
beautiful ballpark. All these stadiums change names. Like, I don't know what. I've been to the Giants Stadium. That's a gorgeous ballpark.
Oh, that's on my list.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous ballpark. And I'll tell you what, I like where the Phillies play. I like the National Stadium too. That's a good place to watch.
Yeah, I always tell people, the Nationals ballpark it's like a little old school.
Right.
To me, with the way that the setup is.
Yeah, that's a good place to watch again.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna switch gears just a little bit. We're gonna go just a bit outside because that's what we do here on the show. Mark and I, we love our beer. Okay, we talk about beer a lot on the show, and you made mention that you work for a beer company. You've been doing it for 19 years, and it's Yuengling, right?
Well, we're a distributor, so Yuengling is one of the products that we sell.
Okay, right. Okay.
So we actually sell a ton. We sell, our big boys are Miller Coors, Miller Lite, Coors Light, and of course we have Yuengling, and we have a lot of malt liquor too. We sell Steel Reserve, Old English, all the stuff from back in the day that the young boys.
Yeah, old shit. All the things that make my stomach turn when I look at them in the coolers.
Oh yeah. Steel Reserve has evolved. Steel Reserve actually has flavored Steel Reserve now. So
yeah, I saw that. I don't know if I'm adventurous enough to try that now, but I definitely see that.
I'm gonna pass on that one. So, but everybody's into the whole IPAs now and the craft beer.
Myself included.
Right, we sell a lot of craft beer too. We have Sam Adams. We have local beers. We have Flying Dog, Dew Claw. So we have a really good selection of beers. Sweetwater. We have Twisted Tea. Angry Orchard. So we have a really nice selection. Really nice selection.
Flying Dog is kind of like my favorite right now, and I can't seem to get away from that Bloodline, and I like that Imperial, the Truth.
Okay, the Truth. Yeah, I saw a lot of Truth. That's actually one of the most popular ones right now, the Truth.
Really?
For a while, it was not allowed to use foul language.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, man.
The name of the beer is called Raging Bitch. That's all.
Yes.
I've tried it.
So that
Oh
was
my
always
gosh.
my favorite. A lot of people like that one, but the truth is taking over. The truth is actually one of the number one seller for Blind Dog right now.
Yeah, you mentioned Raging Bitch. For our beer lovers, they will definitely know what I mean when I say that beer is hoppy. Okay.
Yes.
And I felt like when Imperial came along, the hop taste wasn't as strong, but the content was just as strong. So I can see how that quickly became one of y'all's best sellers. But here at Just a Bit Outside, we do a thing called our Fave Five, where we ask our guests to give their favorite five on a subject. And I don't think we've done the beer. Mark, when was the last time we've done a beer category? I mean, it's been a while, right?
Yeah, I don't know if we ever have.
I was going to say, I don't think we've ever had somebody that was knowledgeable enough to be able to speak on this. So this is definitely a treat for me, because I'm about to take some notes. Let me get my little pad out right now. Mike, I got to ask you, man, and your expert opinion, because you are the expert. Actually, I just want to say one thing before he gives his list. Okay, Mike has a heavy social media presence, okay? And correct me if I'm wrong, it was Fridays when you guys would have like your little like taste test kind of seminar thing?
Yes, so on Fridays, because we're out on the street Monday through Thursday. So Fridays, hey, it's our office day. We go into the office. A lot of the suppliers come in, so a lot of times when they come in, they have all their new beers. And what way for us to go out and sell this beer but by trying it? Because I tell you, it's been a lot of times, I haven't tried a beer, and, I'm not as eager to go out and sell it. Opposed to me actually trying something. It's like,
right.
Okay. And even if it's something that I don't like, but I'm like, you know what? This is something that the people will like.
Yeah.
And, so we're able to find out there. So, yeah, a lot of people, I post pictures on Fridays. And
yes.
A lot of people think I'm getting drunk early in the morning, but no, I'm just...
Listen, I knew on Fridays, it might not be every Friday, but I knew there would be at least, 1 or 2 Fridays out the month where I would be looking for your posts about, what was new out there, what you were trying. You always put it out there, and you would give me tips on things to try by looking at your posts, man. And every time you make a post, I'd be like, man, this dude got the best fucking job in the world. Like, so
it would be a lot better if I actually enjoyed a lot of those beers. Because I tell everybody a little secret. I'm not a big IPA fan at all.
Okay.
A lot of people see me. I work at a beer company, so they automatically think I'm just a super beer guy. And I do enjoy beer, but I'm just not an IPA guy. That's all. And that's just me.
Okay, well, this is gonna make for a good Fave Five. Why don't you tell me and Mark and our outside and everybody that's listening what your Fave 5 beers are?
Fave 5 beers. Do they have to be in order, or you just want my time?
No, it don't have to be in order. Just any 5. Like I said, I'm taking my notes, man.
Okay, well, I'm definitely a big Yingling fan. I love Yingling.
Okay.
And Sam Adams Cherry Wheat is actually one of my favorite beers.
Ooh, okay. I have not tried that yet.
A lot of people sleep on that. It's in a lot of stores, but a lot of people sleep on that Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. That's a really good beer. It's a really good beer. I like Shiner Bock, which is out of Texas. We sell that too. That's a really good beer. And I'm going to stick with the Shiner, and it's only seasonal. But it's called Shiner Holiday Cheer. So it comes out around Christmas.
Okay.
And it's brewed with peaches and pecans.
Oh, wow.
And when I tell you a good beer, excellent beer. And it's drinkable. Sometimes people hear some of the things in the end beer and it's like, whoa, I don't know if I can drink all of that. But no, this is a very, very drinkable beer. Very drinkable beer.
All right, we got one more.
we'll go back to the Yingling. I'm gonna stick with the seasonal. I really enjoy the Yingling, the Hershey's chocolate. That's actually a really good.
Really?
Deal. I don't know if you've had a chance to taste that yet, but that's actually a really good deal as well.
Wow. Okay, now that's something that is catching me by surprise. Cause that is something that when I hear it, I'm like, I don't know if it works. But if you say that's on your list,
it works. It definitely works. I'd rather have it on draft. Comes out a little cold or whatever, but I like all my beer ice cold. So I'm one of those ones. If you're gonna drink it, if you're gonna give me a beer, make sure it's cold. Make sure it's cold.
Hey, I'm the same way. I'll even put it in for the freezer for a little bit, just put my ice up in there.
I will put my beer in the freezer in a heartbeat. in a heartbeat.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, listen, okay, we're running out of time. And Mike, man, we really appreciate you calling in, talking baseball with us, talking beer with us, man. And, I just want to congratulate you on everything that you're doing, especially with the youth, man. Like I said, it really means a lot to me that you are making your own personal effort with, bringing the sport, but making it relevant, and not just in Baltimore, but in our community as well, man. That's major, man. And, like I said, I really want to congratulate you on that.
Absolutely. I definitely appreciate you all having me on the podcast. Like I said, I know your family. I love you to death. So, you asked me to be on. I said, absolutely. No question about it. So, and I appreciate you, putting us out there. Give me a shout. Let me talk about Visions baseball.
Absolutely. Now, listen, man, before you go, I got to ask you, because, like I said, you're knowledgeable, and we always like to bring, somebody in that knows their baseball. Now, when the Orioles make it to the postseason, would you mind coming back on and chopping it up with us?
Not a problem. Not a problem.
All right, there you have it, Mark. There it is. Right there. We're going to put them in for October, man.
Hell yeah.
All right. Hey, Mark, before we sign off for tonight, is there any announcements or any real on wrestling, anything you want to throw out there before we sign off for the evening?
Well, hey, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Olympics are coming up. You got the opening ceremonies Friday night. Going to be some big production on the Seine River there in France. Like, they've got Steven Spielberg doing promotions for it. And I don't know if you saw it, but going to be running the torch is going to be Snoop Dogg.
Get the hell out! You're lying to me.
No, I saw something about it today. Yeah, he's going to be, I don't know if he's going to be like the final leg of it, lighting the big torch, but he's going to be running with the torch, I assume, during the opening ceremonies at some point.
Okay, that's awesome. Now, Mike, I don't know if you heard, but I know you're going to love this. They have selected flag bearers for the opening ceremony. And Mark, have you heard about this?
No.
Oh, dog, I'm head over heels with this one. Uh-oh. Okay, so they have selected two. One is LeBron James, the Chang. He's going to be out there holding it down for the U.S. And guess which woman they selected, Mark?
Oh, God.
Coco Gauff, dude.
Oh, damn. See, I was thinking tennis, but I was thinking maybe basketball. But yeah, wow, that's an awesome pick.
Yes, it is. Yes. So, we are all, we needed, some great sports news this week to lift everybody's spirits with all the craziness that is going on in the world. So I am very excited for Friday's ceremonies, and you already know how we do. Every Olympics, we tuned in, we locked in throughout the whole entire time. So, outsiders, starting next week, we're going to be in full Paris mode. We're going to chop it up, not just about the major sports, but, Mark and I always like to go just a bit outside. I mean, you guys don't forget, when Winter Olympics come around, we about the curling. This summer we'll be about the archery, everything. So we're always looking forward to that because it's a special time in the sports industry, and you guys just get ready and buckle up for some Paris talk for the next couple of weeks. I think I have said everything that I have to say. Mark, you don't have anything else before we sign off?
That's it.
All right, y'all know how we end this show. Baltimore, spread love, yo. We still out here. We still living. give hugs, wash your hands, wash your ass. I'm Keisha, and on the other end of the line is my favorite slice of pizza, Mark, and we are just a bit outside. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, and y'all enjoy the rest of your week. Peace, peace.